how do you deal with those games that were actually played against the Russian teams, and they impact the standings a lot. So after that first meeting, the idea was that the results are canceled, these games are voided, and for the future games that were supposed to be played, they are also canceled, voided, no technical wins or losses are being given. Obviously, some of the clubs, some of the A-licensed clubs, prime example being Fenerbahce, were hurt by this decision, and they wanted alternatives. And the obvious solution was to count winning percentages, which is why yesterday they had another meeting and another vote.
To be clear, it was not a meeting, but let's say votes by emails.
Okay,
yeah.
So still it was a vote by these 13 shareholders on a big decision.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that obviously CSKA is one of the shareholders, and they have a vote on this matter. Why?
And it's super weird because CSKA, Ismail Sanol from beIN Sports, he provided the list of the votes, how teams voted, and he says that, he tweeted that Efes, Bayern, Maccabi, Olympiacos, Baskonia, Žalgiris, CSKA were voting for the current standings and classification, canceling all these results against Russian teams. And it's crazy because we have CSKA on this side, Žalgiris, Baskonia, bottom EuroLeague teams, and the vote was very close. They won the voting by 7-6, and it's crazy that these two teams, especially with CSKA, I'm very surprised why it didn't just pass the vote, pass the all the voting procedure. These teams decided what's fair for the EuroLeague and what's not, and to be fair, that was a really terrible decision for the whole EuroLeague because there are two main things. Because by this decision, now you send the message that almost 20% of all these games against Russian clubs didn't matter at all. And which means Nikolaitis' injury against CSKA, when he missed 11 EuroLeague games, it didn't matter. Dinos Mitoglou, he suffered an injury which sidelined him for 3 months exactly against Unix. Then they have Ioannis Feropoulos. Coach lost 3 games against Russian clubs, and big part of that, later he lost the job. So these games didn't matter at all. There was even one funny example by our collaborator Darius Garuolis. He found some, let's say, interesting or big stats which will be cancelled right now because of all these cancellations. And for example, now EuroLeague recently posted that Nick Kalaitis reached the milestone of EuroLeague assists. I just don't remember the number of the assists he made, but he's all-time assist leader. And cancelling all these games against Russian teams makes him actually the second right now.
He's still behind Spanoulis.
Yeah, so now they will have to post it again after a few games. So it's just ridiculous. And the worst part is that now this format gives an advantage to the teams like Bayern, who lost 3 games against Russian clubs. Now they're higher ranked than, for example, Fenerbahce or Monaco, who won 3 or 4 games against Russian clubs. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
That's the bad side of the voting. I mean, the leader, as Jordi Bertomeu is, should come out with a very strong opinion what is fair for the EuroLeague, because this voting was about all these teams and their individual situations, but not for the well-being of the tournament.